In the previous video, we checked out how to design your pop-up using MailChimp. If you haven't seen that video, please do click on the link in the description. I'll also show it up for you on the top right corner. The next step that will happen after you finish your design is checklists that you will need to follow for every single pop-up you create. Remember, you'll create multiple pop-ups for multiple offers that you're making on your site. You should be making multiple offers on your site. And while you keep creating new pop-ups for new offers that you're making, you would go through this checklist and set these settings for each individual pop-up. First one is where should it show? This one is a little tricky, so please follow through with this video. So the first step is obviously to connect your website to your MailChimp account if you haven't done that already. Right now it does not, it shows that my site is not connected because precisely my site is not connected. It's connected to some other email service provider. But if you were to be connected to MailChimp, then this shows up as connected. If it's not, then follow through with the wizard and it will help you connect with your site easily. After you do that, you would need to include or exclude target pages where this pop-up shows up. By default, this pop-up shows up on all pages of your site. So if you would like to include or exclude certain pages, you would have to mention those specifically. Remember that you're making multiple offers on multiple pop-ups. That means that there are certain pages where a relevant offer is shown and certain pages where a pop-up should not show up at all. A good example of that is a checkout page, your cart page, and your product pages. We will use an exclusion principle to ensure that this pop-up will not show up on certain specific pages. And the way you do that is to click on add or exclude target pages. Remember, by default, this pop-up shows up on all pages. So if they're currently viewing a URL which is equivalent to this, then it still shows up. So you don't want that. You would want doesn't match exactly any of this or doesn't match exactly any of these. And you would want to put in the exact URL here. So you would want to put in something like, I'll copy that. So we'll make it faster and then click on another one that says the same thing. And then use your cart page. There are several other rules that you can take advantage of. Just play around with these and you will understand. And the other one is I also don't want this pop-up to show up on my store. So I'll add store here as well. And the last one is going to be on my product specific pages, which I don't want the pop-up to show up when somebody is viewing my product. So I would want to use the same principle here. And I would want to add product. And then because my products have varying names, each product has its own name. And because the URL will show up like this / the name of my product, I would want to use what is called as a wildcard and I would want to save that. So this is how you go about setting up exclusion principles for where the pop-up should not show up. Having said that, I'm going to cancel out of, and then the next one is who should see it. This is by default to new visitors. You already have a list of email subscribers or potential customers. You don't want them to see your pop-up again because you're making the same offer again on your website. So you don't want them to see, and that's why you would choose new visitors only. If you were just starting out and you don't have any email subscribers, then you would want to choose all visitors. But if you were to choose all visitors, you need to remember to come back into this checklist for each of the specific offers you made and then make the change and switch to new visitors. You would want to do that, please. So please do note it down or remember. And then when should it show? One of the major problems most people have with e-commerce stores, regular businesses, and any other type of business is the fact that the pop-ups show up very soon. Pop-ups show up way too early. You don't want to show your pop-ups early, but 2 seconds is definitely not it. So you would choose the trigger as time on page and you would choose something like 12 seconds. If you are a website with not much content there, then you would want to choose 6 or 8 seconds. Please ensure that you do this for every pop-up you create. And then what should it look like is exactly what we designed in the previous video. I will add that link in the description. You can go take a look at it, or I'll add it on the top right corner. And then you also have advanced settings, which you can play around with. It also enables you to set the frequency as to number of times your pop-up should show up and many others here. You would do this, go through the checklist for each pop-up you create, and you would create one pop-up per offer. Please do remember that golden rule. And that's how you go about setting these things up, and then click on save for each of the steps that you take so that all of this is valid and on. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can comment below or reach out to me at hello@pestpublish.com. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to receive notification. This is Ash from Fetch Profits signing out. Peace.